Hello and welcome back. If you follow the channel, you know that sometimes I buy cheap defect things from the internet. I'm trying to repair them. And in this episode I'm trying to repair this nice Philips microsystem. They say it's kind of a Bluetooth speaker. Very nice. Thin, prominent, slick. The seller was very kind and very descriptive. He said that after a long time of not usage, he tried to power it and it worked, but the CD was not working. This is the CD slot. And he gently tried to open it and see what's inside, and after put it didn't succeed to fix it, and after putting it all back it didn't work at all. So I only paid for it 25 euros delivered, and at its time this thing was very expensive, like 300 euros kind of, yeah, very expensive, but it's a nice piece of kit, and the seller was very kind, and this is the reason I bought this thing. It gave me the remote, which is in very nice shape. Yeah, it even has the batteries inside, original Philips batteries. See, it has a stand here with a model, I believe, and with two bolts here. It was supposed to stay like that. Let me show it from another angle. Yes, it was supposed to stay like that, with this bracket on the back and this beautiful front right there. Right, how do we open this bad boy up? A normal Phillips screw. Good. It has a little bit of healthy weight in it. Okay, let's take a second to analyze what we have here. I didn't even power it up. This plug is undone. I guess the former owner left it like that. But first let's power it up. Plug it in here, plug it in here. No lights, no nothing. Power. Absolutely nothing. Well, let's plug this thing where it was. Like that. Let's do it again. The remote control works. Yes, the remote works. You know what I want to do? I want to measure the power switch. Let's see if it works, if it makes contact. It already has a 19 kilo ohm resistor in parallel, and if I click, dead short. Yes, it works fine. The next one. All the switches work fine. I have no doubt. I had no doubt about it. How about measuring the output of the adapter? 15 volts, that's fine. Let's plug it in again. Right. And since we have this nice connector down there, which is also labeled, yes, we have a fine 15 volts ground and all the other things that goes to this board here. So let's see if the 15 volts go where they should go. Yes, we have 15. That's fine. Since I didn't find anything obvious on the board, I'm going to have to take it all out and see what's on the other side. On the other hand, I discovered that I have also a Wi-Fi module, which is awesome. I think there is an app, a phone app for this thing, so I guess I have to take all those wires out. Those flat flexes are tricky and I'm not happy to have to pull them out. Let's unplug the antenna. So I guess this is a Wi-Fi antenna. The Bluetooth antenna is right there. And we have a nice cardboard on the back, which is glued in place. I managed to break. Well, that's the transport mechanism. I hope the former owner didn't mess with it too much. This motor seems to spin freely. This one I can't tell right now. Right, let's move this shell out of the way. So let's put the board here and examine it closely. I can't see anything obvious at the first glance. No bulged capacitors. This one here is funny. It is too big and it is leaning on the side because of this can. On the back, even nicer. No components at all. I'm trying to understand where the power goes, and I think it goes over there because I see this choke here. This is some kind of filter to reject the noises from the power supply, and a lot of capacitors on this side too, of course, because this is the power thing, because it has a heat sink. I guess this is everything. This is the microcontroller and the power amplifier. Let's see where this 15 volts go, because I have here the 15 volt pin and the ground. So 15 volts. There's a tiny capacitor there. Another capacitor to the ground. It should go here to this choke. Yes. Right, to this pin here. Where does this choke exit? Let's turn it upside down. So 15 volts here. And the choke is here. 15 volts. This is a multi-layer board, not 2 layers, perhaps 4 layers, I suppose. I see some capacitor there. 15 volts goes right there, and there's a wire there. Well, nice. So it goes here, and from here it should be going here. No? How about the other winding? The other winding was working fine. So what's wrong with my winding? Well, what do you know? What do you know? So 15 volts goes to here, should be buggering off here, there. Yes. And I believe to this capacitor here. Let's see. So it enters here. It should be exiting here, but it doesn't exit. Nice. And from there to there. Awesome. Awesome. And from this capacitor, it should be going to this power regulator, or maybe this one. It should be going to a standby circuit to provide 5 volts or 3 volts for a standby circuit to be waken up by the power button. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So how do I find the plus here? Oh, there. I have the plus. And the plus is going there. Nice. And into this. Yes, into this power regulator. Right there. I believe it's a power regulator. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yes, it is Q. Could be a transistor. So we should have 15 volts right there, but we don't have, because this choke is interrupted. But there's a mighty impressive wire there. It can't be burned. I can't see any burn marks, and it's impossible to burn this wire. Why it doesn't have continuity? Nothing, absolutely nothing. And this one, let's try to, I can't see any traces of bad soldering or cold joints. This one and this one. Looks nice, even under the magnifier glass. Still, let's try to apply a little bit of solder here to reflow the soldering points. I'm going to move to my soldering station. That's the thing here. Let's see what we've got. Absolutely nothing. I will unsolder this coil here and see what happens. I'm going to use this wick, which resembles some shoelaces. I should apply a little bit of flux to make things smoother. I wish I could say it was easy, but it wasn't. So in the end I've cut the coil right there because I wanted to understand what's going on, what's happening. You see? And this is the part which goes into the motherboard. And it just flaps around in the breeze like that. It's flapping around, but is flapping around, but on the other side is not flapping around. You understand? So I don't know what's happening. I'm just trying to extract it, this part here, and I'll just put in another piece of wire and solder this end here. But it's obviously that it is loose. It is loose, and on this side, and on the other side it is not loose. Here and here I have continuity. The interruption was right at the tip. I've botched it badly, look at that. You see, I soldered the wire right there in the air, and on the other side the wire came through the board and bam, via a small wire to the capacitor. Yeah, so a botched job. It could have been done better, but I guess I'm not that skilled. All I have to do is to put it back, but nah, that's easier said than done. Let's do it. Okay, okay, that's the bare minimum. Yes. And yeah, this board here. Okay, I don't know what it does, but it seems important. Right, let's plug it in. Fingers crossed. Clunk. Well, power it up. Whoa! Look at that! Look at that! We have life. We have life, and we have life here too. Power. Yes. Yes. Haha. Beautiful. Beautiful. Source. Tuner. And we have noise. Ho-ho! Fantastic. Okay, folks. We call it a success this time. Let's fix this transport mechanism and we'll put it back together and we'll celebrate. Ha! The owner said that the CD was not playing. This is what triggered the whole drama. So I had a little play with the transport mechanism, and I've noticed that those two pegs were not properly aligned, and I aligned them. Not a big deal. A peg here is missing. You see a prominent one there and the missing one here. I'm trying to glue a little stick right there. What else? I've measured all the contacts here. There's a leaf contact there, another here. They measure all right. I moved by hand a little bit this sledge here and all the other thing. They move all right. So I guess it was just a blockage right there. And let's put it back together carefully. I'm going to use still some contacts cleaning spray. I found a little bit of straw from one of these sprays, and I'm going to glue it right there, and Let's measure it and cut it to length. JB Weld, very expensive one, but very strong. Okay, now it takes a long time to cure. There's nothing we can do about it. I don't want to wait until tomorrow, so I'll just get on with the assembly. There's a sliding mechanism here and it doesn't slide. Damn it. Well, the next day, this is the peg, it's glued in, very solid, but the transport is still not working fine as it should, because if I put this bracket here, this bracket is in the closed position. You see, it should be a little bit open like that for the CD to enter, but it is in the closed position, and this is because this tongue here should move all the way back to push up this bracket, but this tongue is all the way to the front and it's not sitting right. So I have to take this mechanism apart, I believe this one, and to look inside. So yeah, let's do that. I have to take this board out. I'm afraid everything will explode here. It's not working anyway, so I managed to realign all the pieces back together, but now I can't remember how this thing was. Well, I hope I got it right. I put everything just where it fitted easily and snugly. I don't know if it's right or wrong. Why is this thing moving so freely? It should not be moving so freely. Oh man. I'm not intending to use this transport mechanism. I'm not planning to use the CD in this device, at least. But I want to make it work, so okay, let's try again. I have to put this thing back. Where was it? Ah, that's the thing that ejects the disc. All right. I put the CD mechanism back on this nice rubber suspension. And now I have to put back the motherboard. No, the cardboard thing. First of all, let's put a little bit of heat shrink over this bodged repair. All the connectors are in place, including the wireless connectors and all those pesky flat cables, which I'm very afraid of because they are so fragile, and if you break them you are doomed because you can't repair them. So be very careful and gentle with this one. Everything's in place. Let's make the final test before we put the back cover and everything on. Look at that. Yes, we had a bit of life and power. Tuner, and we have noise. Excellent. If we change the source, Bluetooth, audio in, the CD is making noises. Not bad. Disc. Reading. No disc. Yes. All right. Let's put the back cover. Well. What do you know? A piece of ferrite. Where this thing comes from? Well, look at that, folks. Here it was a piece of ferrite which is broken now. See? It's not very much important because it's just some touch buttons going on here, but yeah. Let me see if I can find the ferrite in my ferrite bin and put it back just to be original. Let's try this one. Yes, it went through. They really took care of those details, even though the power of this device is not impressive. I mean, look at the heat sink of this power device. It's tiny, it's puny. It's not meant for power, but the attention to the details and the quality of the construction is very good. I was not expecting this thing, this quality of construction for such a tiny stereo system, but it's nice. Okay, 2 windings are enough. 2 windings were the original. Let's put this. I mean, look, they even took the length to put this protective foam here. This protective foam is for preventing the rattle of those cable when the bus kicks in. But yeah, it's not gluey anymore. I have to glue it again. So I'll use my Bison glue. Okay, let's keep it like this for a few seconds. I stuck it in there and put a little bit of tape to keep it in place until the glue dries. I guess all the ferrite thing was just crushed when the owner put the lid back on. I hope I don't do this again. I won't, because my ferrite is stronger and bigger than the previous one, and this is preventing the case from properly closing. Yeah, I have to reposition it. And I guess I have improved it after all, because I have a leftover screw. I see, there's a screw hole here and here. Alright folks, and the final touch, the back plate. It's metal, it's nice. Wireless multi-room flat micro music system BM50. Plug it in, put the radio antenna, put it back on his feet like that. Turn the power on. Well, I'm curious. Let's put a disc in. Let's see how the doors work. But I'll be very sad if the disc would be stuck inside. That'd be very bad. It sucks the disc in. Oh, wow. And it throws it up. At least it gives the CD back. Let's try again. Close. Look at that. It spins the disc. I have a remote. And it plays! That's awesome! Awesome! Fantastic! How I like it! Wow! I didn't expect this with my with my limited CD skills. I guess I'll have to push a button here. Eject. Yes. And it ejects. Isn't it wonderful? Good. Let's explore the other functions. Let's see. Radio. FM. Yes. Haha. The reception in this shed is really poor because it is a metallic shed, but it has a good reception, a very good reception. If I extend the antenna a little bit, it might be working even nicer. Great. Let's see how the Bluetooth pairing works. Bluetooth. Here's my phone. Philips. Bam. Yes. And it connected. Beautiful. Let's see. Fantastic. This is what I like. I like to play Bluetooth music in my shed, in my workshop, from my phone. That's awesome. So that's it, folks, for today. A nice repair, an easy one. Even the CD mechanism was repaired, and just a simple inductor, a choke, which unfortunately came unglued. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Houston, the Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground.